KAFTAN TV has been named the best call employer for the year 2021 by the National Youth Service Corps NYSC. The award was presented today at the NYSC Secretariat in Ondo during the 2021 NYSC Call Employers Workshop. While welcoming the employers and other workshop participants, the state coordinator, ably represented by the NYSC Zonal Inspector for Ondo Zone, Mr. Olopade, stated that the workshop was themed Optimizing the NYSC Core Employers Partnership for National Development in the Context of the New Normal, because it is a new era and both the employers and the NYSC must come up with viable ways of interacting.
While I'm standing in on behalf of our state coordinator and the Director General of NYSC scheme, the major business today is to use the readily available time that we have to rub minds together. What are the ways we can improve upon our services as NYSC scheme that we have been rendering from time to time to all our core employers? And also, in what manners, in what way can we as core employers can improve upon our services, the one we have been rendering to all our core members being posted roles. We have observed as a scheme, most of our employers or feel they are no longer complying with the policy that was being put in place by the scheme.
The first lecture of the workshop was delivered by Dr. Joshua T.S., and in the lecture he titled Roles of Stakeholders in the Challenges of Core Administration, Rejection, Overutilization and Evasion of Service. He said the importance of NYSC scheme cannot be overemphasized as it continues to be the focal point outside the school for the training and discipline of the Nigerian youth.
In terms of the beautiful roles it plays in the Nigerian socio-economic fabric, it is equally bedeviled by some challenges. Although the Nigerian youth are the sole beneficiaries of this scheme, they are also veritable stakeholders in the whole endeavor, as they also have their roles clearly stated in the Act for the smooth working of the scheme. The most efficiently run and effectively working system cannot but have its own challenges. And I'm taking that from David Easton's system theory, which says that the part and the whole, they all work together to make sure that the system works. Right from the input, in terms of our support, we have the conversion box and we have the output in terms of policies. One of the policies here is the establishment of the NYSC scheme. And of course, we now have the feedback loop, which is why all of us are here today.
The second lecture was delivered by Pastor Olorunyomi Lawrence. In the lecture, he titled The Role of an Ideal Core Employer as a Catalyst for Effective Service Delivery. Olorunyomi said interactive forum like this, if regularly put in place, will bring out the best in core members, employers, and the NYSC will benefit immensely from same.
Don't forget the paper delivered by my ZI. Everything was said about employers, everything was said about corporate, nothing was said about NYSC. Maybe you did not know that, but I noted it, nothing was said. But the NYSC has its own responsibility. And until there is synergy within this responsibility of the employer, the corporate, and the NYSC, we are going nowhere. And I want to add that an interactive forum like this, if regularly put in place, we bring out the best in corporate, we bring out the best in employers, and NYSC will benefit immensely from same. Thank you. God bless you.
In response to the two lectures, the head of station of KAFTAN TV, Stephen Adewale, maintained that rather than blaming private employers from everything that is wrong with the NYSC scheme, NYSC should always involve the state government and the local government in such interactions because they are also employers of core members who have a lot of questions to answer. He also made suggestions for what NYSC should do.
I realize that what we have been placing emphasis on since we started the program is what should be the responsibility of the employers. But we are not talking about what should be the responsibility of the federal government itself. But because we need to understand that the core members, the federal government is the direct custodian of the core members. We are just holding them in trust for you. But if you are telling us what we are expected to do without putting into factor or into consideration the economy challenges that we are going through, I feel that it's unjust on behalf of it's like an injustice on behalf of the private organizations.
At the award ceremony, the local government inspector of Ondo West read KAFTAN TV's citation and congratulated the company on being named the overall best core employer in Ondo Zone.
KAFTAN TV has produced 1,022 core members in its 3 stations in Ondo, Abuja, and Lagos. In Ondo, the company has retained 58 core members as their permanent staff. Please, can we appreciate them? Many of them have gone to the commanding heights of the country. It has produced human resource that has helped. It has succeeded in bringing thousands of youths out of the employment pool, train them on broadcasting skills, and produce high-caliber professionals.
Participants also shared their thoughts on the workshop.
The impact of this seminar or this workshop is to enable a NYSC scheme and core employers to have more cordial relationship than the one we are having before. For some of our employers, because if we consider it since that year 2018, we might have been having new employers who are just joining us, who are not with us 2018. So those ones might not even know the nitty-gritty of what we are doing in terms of operations of NYSC. But now that we are organizing a program like this, it will give them a kind of a reorientation and what NYSC is all about, and the way and manner to relate with our core members, the way to handle core members when core members come to them, their specific duties, roles to core members, and even to the scheme at large.
Wonderful. If what I'm experiencing here today is not actually a dream, I think we are moving forward in Nigeria. And to me, I believe it has a way of helping in the incorporation of the core members into the community. And also, getting an award here, I believe it has a way of helping us serve better. So I'm happy with the whole process.
Well, I think it's a good step in the right direction. You know, for some years now, the communication between the employers and the NYSC has not been that smooth. So, but for the fact that this kind of workshop could be created, I think it's a very good thing. So, but I will encourage the NYSC as well as the management, either at the state level and at the federal level, to ensure that this kind of interaction continues. But I also hope that by the time we are meeting again next year, that the meeting or the interaction is not going to be limited to the one between the management and the private employers. Government employers should be included, both the state government, the federal government, and the local government. So all of us should come together to interact. And if we keep talking like that, if we keep communicating, there is every tendency that there will be progress.
Yeah, it's a very powerful one, and I wish it continues, because it's a way to educate our employers. The employers have errors, corporates have errors, even NYSC have errors. But when we come together like this, we can correct ourselves for the program to move forward. So it's a very wonderful arrangement.
Angela Daku, reporting for KAFTAN TV.